In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, if you want to engage live in the content, you got to go follow me over on Instagram Live. I'm at Living Low Carb Man, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live just like all these people are doing right now. Thank you guys for being here today on Jimmy Rants. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, poof, it disappears from Instagram, but we got you covered. We pop all the old episodes archived form on YouTube. Type in a keyword search Jimmy Rants or go to youtube.com/livinglowcarbman. And if you type in youtube.com/livinglowcarbman, go subscribe. I'm literally like just a few people away from hitting 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. Would love to hit that mark today. So help me out, you guys. Pop on over to YouTube. Finally, the best of the best moments of this here show, we got a podcast for you. It's the Jimmy Rants podcast over on Apple Podcasts as well as Stitcher. And all of these links, you guys, are at JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants, we are still talking about fasting. Are you sick and tired of fasting yet? Because this is a subject that I do think is well underserved. And my evidence for that is the reaction that I got to putting out a water fasting challenge right at about a week and a half-ish, almost 2 weeks ago. I put out this challenge on social media. Who wants to join Jimmy Moore on a 7-day water fasting challenge? And 2,000 people said, yeah, I'm up for that. I want to do some fasting with you. And so we started it right after your very last meal on the 4th of July. And so for me, that was 12:17 p.m. last Thursday, 4th of July. I had some brisket. That was my very last meal on day number 1 of this fast when I started. So I've been fasting with a lot of you guys, and I've been coming on to these Jimmy Rants daily, twice daily, trying to offer you encouragement and education and inspiration. And today, guys, after all of the weeping and gnashing of teeth, all of the angst that it took in those early days to get to this point, we are officially in day number 7. That's right. When you do 7 days of fasting and you get to day 7, there is no greater feeling in the world than to know you are literally hours away from this fast being over. And as I talked about yesterday afternoon in my Jimmy Rants, what if you don't want it to be over? Hey, that's okay. Push it a little longer. I will be driving today, which is why I'm doing a little bit earlier on this Jimmy Rants today. I am driving. I've got some traveling to do. I've got a speaking gig this weekend in Virginia. So I will be traveling that way starting today. And I needed to get this done early. So thank you guys who are here early. If you're watching the replay, sorry we didn't do it at the quote normal time, but it is what it is. I want to make sure it was better to give you something than to give you nothing this morning. So this is the something. What I wanted to talk about here today, since we are hours away from most people sometime within the next 24 hours ending this fast, I wanted to get your brain wrapped around something that I want to talk about here today of you got to assess your plan for continuing on with all the positive effects that you've seen from extended fasting after you're done with extended fasting. So for a lot of you, you've never done anything like this before. You don't really know what to expect. Most people have this notion of, well, Any weight loss you're going to have during a fast, you're just going to gain it all back. Most people say, well, any benefits that you get from fasting in the midst of it, all of those will be reversed once you start eating again. And there's just a lot of nonsense ignorance out there about this. But there are some strategies that you need to employ to keep those benefits going. And here's the thing, these strategies are going to be highly, highly individualized to you as an individual. And so I could give you some prescriptiveness about here's what you do to keep the benefits going from fasting, and it's simply not going to be true necessarily for you. All right, so coming into this fast, I was used to eating one meal a day, which, by the way, day 7, dilly dilly. Get your salt ready. Gonna do the salt. Down the hatchet. I keep getting messier with that salt every time I do it. One more dilly dilly. Okay. Coming into this fast, I was already eating one meal a day. I was already eating keto carnivore. And I was already pretty learning to de-stress a little more. I think all of those things definitely helped me with this fast. I got to day 7 as a direct result of these symbiosis between all of those things. So I don't know where you started. Were you used to doing intermittent fasting before you started this? Were you used to doing one meal a day? Did you eat 3 square meals a day? Whatever your pattern was, you've got to realize when you go back to eating again after you end this extended fasting, you need to know, okay, what's my strategy going to be now? If you were eating 3 square meals, maybe your new strategy coming back into this to help keep the benefits going is to back it off to 2 meals a day and eating within a certain window so you allow your body to have that natural intermittent fast. Maybe for others of you, you've been eating 2 meals a day within like an 18-6 window, the 6-hour window with the 2 meals. Maybe for you, the lesson of this extended fast and what you're going to learn to apply once you start eating again is backing off from 2 meals a day, maybe to 1 meal, maybe doing OMAD. I've been OMAD, so now my wheels are turning of, okay, I came into this eating 1 meal a day, OMAD. Maybe my strategy for keeping up all the benefits, and I've had major weight loss benefits and other health effects, which, by the way, I just got my meter from the company Keto Coach X. Have you guys heard of this meter? So this is the brand new meter in the keto market called Keto Coach X, and it has a lot more accuracy than some of the other meters that are out there on the market. So I thought it would be fun today to do it live on camera and show you what my ketone readings are. So I will do that right now. We're going to pop this bad boy in the little strip. Pretty easy to use. You don't need as much blood too. That's what I love about this meter. Not as much blood, but I need more blood than that. So let me pop it here. Bear with me. I'm doing blood ketones live on Jimmy Rants. This is the first time I've done this on Jimmy Rants before. All right, so there's some blood. Got it all ready. There's the blood. Now stick it in the meter. All right, so live and on camera. It's going to be backwards, but I will help interpret what the number is. Here is my blood ketone reading as of this morning. It looks like a 4.6. So that means major fat burning is happening. And if you get a 4.6, you get, whatever. It's not higher and higher that you're looking for, as I've stated many times before. What you're looking for is if you're in a deep state of fasting, which is what we are here in day number 7, you're going to have somewhere between 2.5 and maybe 7.5 on the blood ketones. It's going to vary from person to person, but I'm very happy with that blood ketone reading. That shows that I'm burning a whole lot of stored body fat, and it's helped to be able to gauge, okay, good things are happening. Now, I know good things are happening because of how I feel, the energy that I have, the mood stabilization. My brain is literally on fire right now with so many ketones. It's helping keep me sharp. Before I came on this Jimmy Rants here today, I was on a hour-long conversation with someone, and I mean, I was literally just like, blah, 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 and it's really cool. All right, so back to what I was saying. So I'm used to eating one meal a day before I started this extended fasting. And I'm wondering, to keep up some of these benefits that I've seen, which, by the way, I lost a little more weight this morning. I am now down since the start of this fast 7 days ago. I'm doing the math in my head, and I don't do math in my head very well. I think gooder when I'm in doing words. Okay, let's see. 16 pounds since the beginning of the fast. And I am lighter. I mean, I've literally, my pants keep falling off my butt. So, nothing but good things. But I want to keep that going when I start eating again. And so how do I do that? Well, the strategy for those other people that ate 3 meals to back it to 2 meals to back it to 1, I'm already doing 1 meal a day. I wonder if for Jimmy Moore, the strategy is alternate day fasting. So if I eat on Monday, then I don't eat Tuesday. If I eat on Wednesday, then I don't eat Thursday. That's called alternate day fasting. And in my book with Dr. Jason Fung, The Complete Guide to Fasting, that's one of the strategies that we talk about. And especially after extended fasting, a lot of people tend to keep up the benefits from the extended fasting by doing alternate day fasting. So I think I'm going to try that when I do decide to end the fast, which it won't be while I'm driving today. It might not even be today. It might not even be tomorrow. It might not even be till maybe Sunday or Monday. So whenever I decide to end the fast, I'm going to have my meal like we talked about. I talked about how to break the fast on yesterday's Jimmy Rants. Go back and watch it, jimmyrants.com. But I'm thinking for somebody like myself, who I'm obviously responding extremely well to this extended fasting. My body is burning fat, those ketones I just showed you. I'm shedding weight off the body. I'm literally at the lowest weight I've been in 3 years. And I'm feeling good. Ostensibly, my insulin levels are lower. I can't find my blood glucose monitor, but I can tell as a proxy, those high ketones means my blood sugar is probably very well in the 60s or below. So I want to keep all those benefits going when I start eating again. Thus, the whole point of extended fasting. It's training your body to get better at using fat for fuel, which is the whole purpose of why we all went keto to begin with, right? We wanted to burn fat for fuel efficiently. We wanted to feel good. We wanted to get all the benefits of ketosis. What extended fasting does is it helps you refine it, tighten it up even more so you become more efficient at it. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about how you assess your plan for continuing with all the positive effects that came from extended fasting after you're done with extended fasting. And I want you guys to keep these benefits going. Surely you've lost weight. Surely you've seen your blood ketones go up. Surely you've seen your blood sugar come under control. Inflammation's come down. Blood pressure's come down. Insulin has come down. All of these good metabolic health markers have all gotten better. Don't you want to keep that going? And so, yes, is the answer. You want to keep that going. So find that strategy that's going to work for you. And it might be this kind of tinker and test and tweak. And it might be that you go back to the way you did before, but then you extended fast again pretty soon. So those of you that have gone 7 days, you could probably go another 7 days, somewhere in about 4 to 6 weeks from now. I am planning on doing another water fasting challenge in late August. Stay tuned to my social media channels. I will announce it and let you guys know so you can participate, what day we'll start. And it'll be a 7-day challenge again. It will be before I leave on my sabbatical. So it'll probably be somewhere around, don't quote me on this, but somewhere around the August 19 time period, which would take us all the way to the 26th to end the fast, which is just days before I go away on sabbatical. So What do you guys think? What is the strategy that you're employing? Have you thought about this? I have a feeling a lot of people aren't thinking about it. You're just going to end the fast. Okay, I guess I'll just break the fast with my little meal an hour before and then have my main meal, and it's half of the calories I would normally eat, half the portion size. And then I'll eat my next meal, and you're just going to fall back into your regular eating pattern. And I think if you do that without assessing how you can keep these benefits going, then you're just going to fall back into the same routine again. And if you were doing well in your routine, great. But if you were maybe a little bit stalled, and I don't just mean weight loss stalled, but just not feeling your best, perhaps having a strategy of changing things up a little bit could be in order. And hopefully this extended fasting has helped to precipitate all of that. All right, I want to see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here today on Jimmy Rants. Nancy from Keto for Real Life People says, good morning. Y'all are so awesome. Congrats on everyone on their 7+ days of fasting. Thank you for that. Keto Plus Fasting Heyday 7, everyone. We did it. Yes. The funny thing is when you get to 24 hours, within 24 hours of your fast ending, you ain't going to stop it because you've gotten this far in your fasting. You're certainly not going to let a few hours left in it derail you from getting the benefits. Shirley says, hitting my goal in 2 hours from now. I'm considering lasting longer, but I have some keto chili that's looking really good right now. Yeah. Well, yeah. And having that food ready is smart. But yeah, if you're feeling like you can keep going, why wouldn't you? As I said yesterday. Hello, Nev, the paleo pharmacist in the house. Jesse says, can you address why eggs might not be the best choice to break a fast? Yeah, so we put this in the Complete Guide to Fasting. Dr. Jason Fung has seen many patients, well over 1,000 patients in his clinic in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And what he found with eggs is they can be a little bit hard on the body coming back as the first foods for breaking a fast. And so it could cause some constipation and some other painful gastrointestinal types of things if that's your very first food to break a fast. Now, obviously, eat eggs in your day-to-day of your keto, but don't make necessarily eggs the sole source of nutrition when you come back into eating again. Thank you for that question. Low Carb Clever, 5 a.m. is where I'm at getting ready for work. My longest fast since 38 hours a few months ago. That is awesome. You should be very proud. Keto Plus Fasting says, yeah, the Keto Coach X guys were at KetoCon. It is a great meter. I find it's not just a great meter. It has a lot of good things going for it. It is much more accurate than some of the other ones that are out there, which is why I like it. It also is the most cost-effective one. The strips are much cheaper with Keto Coach X. Go look them up, you guys. They have an Instagram account at Keto Coach X, the letter X. Because I think you're going to really like this meter. It's the one I'm going to be using more and more while I'm away on sabbatical. I'm going to be testing often just to see where I'm at in my journey. So go get one of those, you guys. And they're totally not a sponsor. I love their meter. Nev says, I found 2 of the days I had to have a small meal to push through. Not sure what was happening, but I felt shaky. And you listen to your body. I think that's always smart. If you listen to your body, then respond accordingly, then you get the benefits. And I think people shame themselves. Oh, I messed up. And in fact, I've gotten several emails through Instagram Messenger this morning. Oh, I failed at that 7-day fast. I'm like, how long did you go? Oh, I went 90 hours, but I failed. I'm like, screw that. You succeeded. Enough with the fatalism already, people. If you went 90 hours, you went 90 friggin' hours, and that's a lot longer than most people will ever do. Nev says, you look great, Jimmy. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I'm pretty happy because I've been looking for ways to move the needle, not just with weight loss, but just how I feel. And all of this has kind of accumulated into this point where I think the slowing down, which is helping me de-stress, and the doing OMAD and eating keto carnivore and now adding in this extended fasting. This was exactly what I needed at this point to help move the needle, which again makes me very excited about the sabbatical. I'm going to come back from the sabbatical, you guys. You won't recognize me, except for my goofy Southern accent. Norma says down 9.6 pounds, blood sugar 69, ketones 2.8. Only 3 hours left to go. I'm pretty proud of myself going 7 days on the first time ever, and it's all because of you, Jimmy. Thank you. No, it's because of you. You put in the effort. I'm glad to be an inspiration and an encouragement here on these Jimmy Rants videos, but having only gone intermittent fasting before this and now trying extended fasting for the very first time and going a whole week, you should be proud. That's pretty hardcore. Berkeley said in the home stretch, 10 pounds, 100/67, blood pressure off of medications, glucose 74, ketones 4.6. That's awesome. Trix says, I lasted 145 hours. Longest before that was 66. Slept great, woke up, excited to alternate day fast to continue the benefits. 1 meal a day. Thank you so much for all the support. Really needed it. That's awesome. Sue says, I've been OMAD 18.6, but going to push through to 24. I got the Zero app. It's great for keeping track. Woot woot. Fasting is almost over. Well done. Trick says, listen to my body, and it is responding. It will. It will, it will. Nev says, 16 pounds lost, Jimmy. Woohoo. Yes, I have this love-hate relationship about weight loss. Obviously, people want to see weight loss because it's something people can see on a scale. It's a quantifiable number. I'm much more interested at this point. Yes, I'm appreciative of the weight loss, and when my body physiologically changes, it's going to be extremely obvious that I've lost weight. But I'm much more interested in seeing that insulin level get below 5. I don't think I've ever seen my insulin go below 5. And my theory is that it's the stress. So when we completely go away for 6 months and take away every bit of that stressor in my life, if it doesn't go below 5, I will be shocked. So that's the number I'm quantifying this. But it is gravy that blood sugar has gone down, that blood ketones have gone up, and that weight loss is commencing. So thank you for that. Keto plus fasting down 22 pounds, but I think the most amazing part of this fast is that so much of my inflammation has disappeared. I was having bad carpal tunnel for 2 weeks, numbness in my thumb and wrist, and painful. And now it's gone. That's awesome. Way to go. Nancy says she likes the complete guide to fasting and refers it all the time. Thank you for that, Nancy. Trick says, OMAD alternate day fasting is going to be easy peasy after this fast. Yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday, Tricks, and I was talking to Christine about it. If I eat a one meal on a Monday, for example, and then I alternate day fast, I have my one meal on Monday at, say, noon, then I don't eat Tuesday, and then I have my one meal on Wednesday at noon. I not only alternate day fasted, I just fasted 48 hours. And so obviously, if you wake up on that Wednesday and you're a little hungrier earlier than noon because you alternate day fasted the day before, then obviously you could eat a little bit earlier in the day. So then you eat at, say, 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. on Wednesday, and then you don't eat Thursday. What happens if you wake up in the middle of the night? I'm starving. Do you eat at 3 a.m. and it just keeps pushing it back? But I do think if you're able to, an OMAD alternate day fasting strategy sounds really, really interesting. And it ends up giving you a 48-hour fast. Now, I know from personal experience that 48 hours between eating is generally, the first 24 is fine, but that next 24 can be rough. But I do wonder if you get used to that pattern. The next time you go on an extended fast, the first 48 hours, the second day will not be the issue. It will be the third to fourth day at that point. So it will change things when you go back to extended fasting. Berkeley says some days I'm OMAD, other days 2 meals, depends on my schedule. Yeah, I don't adhere to it strictly. I mean, if at some point I have some stressful moment that requires me to need to eat because the hormones are going cray-cray, then I'm going to eat. maybe a second meal, but most days it does fall into one meal. Jan says, I feel like Rocky at the top of the stairs. Yes, if you've gotten to day number 7, which is we're at the morning update today. If you've gotten to this point in your fasting, you should be proud. You should feel like see, I don't have any energy at all. Day number 7 of not having food. If only fasting was just good for you in that way. By the way, this afternoon's Jimmy Rants will be a little bit later in the day than normal. So typically I do them around 4:30. Today, I don't know when I'm going to get to that hotel in Virginia. So bear with me. It will be today. It will be this afternoon, but it will likely be a bit later. Maybe between 6 and 7 sometime is when I'll start. So just a little programming update for later today. If you're planning on watching later today, we will celebrate all of us that did get through 7 days. Paleo Pharmacist says, yes, I will try it again. I will do alternate day fasting. I like that. Excellent. Caption KC, 11.2 pounds lost so far. At this point in my first 7-day fast back in January, I was counting down the hours and minutes till I could eat again. This time, I don't even think about food. Not one single time have I thought about food. And people think, man, you haven't eaten for a week. Surely you're thinking about food. And I've been around food. Christine's been making food. I was in a grocery store. I've been to restaurants to get Christine some food. All those times, I even made a salad off of a salad bar at Ruby Tuesday for Christine. All those times, I didn't really see it as anything I'm putting in my mouth. That's powerful, guys. It's empowering to not think about food when all you're surrounded with is food. Darla says, congrats to everybody that's done this. Thank you. Melody says, I've lost 15 pounds, blood sugar 63, ketones 5.9. My plan is to do carnivore and alternate week 5-day fasting. Interesting strategy, Melody. Caption KC, planning on going back to 16.8 IF, maybe a 36-hour fast every week. That's a smart strategy too. I like that. Sharon says, my husband got me steamed shrimp and broccoli last night, which would normally be good news, but he knows I'm still fasting. Also told me this morning that what I'm doing is dangerous. Well, you can't fix stupid. Even if it's your own husband, you can't fix stupid. And I've had people in my life tell me that their parents and other family members have all told them they have an eating disorder because they've chosen not to fast. Do I look like I have an eating disorder because I chose to eat or not eat for 7 days? Not a chance. I'd say I'm far healthier than all those people that complain about you having all of these dangerous moments, not eating food. Oh my gosh, what? They're just ignorant. And I think for people like that, you say, you know what? You probably should research this a little more. Here's a great book. It's called The Complete Guide to Fasting. And then if they refuse to read the book to even learn about this, then that's on them. That shows the ignorance that they have all the more. I hate that you're going through that, Sharon. Melody says, my fast ends at noon today. I plan to eat some macadamia nuts and pork skins. We'll go out for prime rib with hubby tonight. That sounds glorious. That sounds really glorious. Sharon says, I do plan on going past my 6 o'clock time tonight when it's supposed to end the fast, waiting until 12 or 1 tomorrow to eat, and then I'm going to try alternate day or OMAD right after I get back from Disney. Well, enjoy yourself at Disney. Beth says, I agree about the eggs. Even after a 36-hour fast, it had me doubled over and bloated. Yeah, don't use eggs to break a fast, guys. We did write about that very clearly in the Complete Guide to Fasting and for specific reasons. Caption KC, curious why you chose the alternate week fasting pattern for your sabbatical over other kinds of fasting. That's what I want to do to start, but I'm wondering, because I've responded so well to this fasting, I'm wondering if maybe I'll shift it a little bit. It's all a work in progress. Nothing is set in stone that I've stated I want to do alternate week fasting, where I do 7 days of fasting followed by 7 days of eating just meat, salt, and eggs, and then 7 days of fasting. I said that's what I wanted to do, But then this fast has shown me that maybe I don't need to do that, because maybe just the mere act of slowing down and then come the sabbatical time, stopping all of the stress, has shown that maybe my body will respond well to even shorter kind of periods. Maybe I should do this kind of alternate day fasting. So it's still a work in progress. Don't quote me that I'm going to do that the entire time I'm gone on sabbatical. No, probably not. But I do want to try it. I do want to see what that feels like to maybe do it for a certain period of time. And then if I'm not feeling well doing that, obviously I'll go to do other strategies. But thank you for that question. Trick says the pork rinds were an excellent suggestion for breaking the fast. Bone broth always upsets my stomach. Well, bone broth, it's liquid. And I don't think when you're breaking a fast, you want to kind of put food back on your stomach again, solid food. And I think liquid food, you want to put actual food back on your stomach again. Sharon says, I was thinking of eating some of the steamed shrimp and broccoli tomorrow as my meal after macadamia nuts an hour before, but wondering if the broccoli is a bad idea for bloating. I would limit cruciferous vegetables as much as possible. I think one of the best ways you can break a fast is with some nuts, some pork rinds, things like that. And then your actual meal should be primarily meat and animal-based foods. Not a lot, because you won't be able to eat a lot. But I think somebody earlier mentioned they were having some macadamia nuts, and then they were going to get the blood flowing back to the stomach again, and then they were having a prime rib steak. That sounds like a perfect way to end the fast. Jordan's like, where in Virginia are you going? Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Let me see if I can find the little doohickey thing that shows the details. I just posted about this. Where did it go? Anyway, it's somewhere in Virginia. I'm going to. And I put Northern Virginia, and people are like, well, where you posted is not Northern Virginia. Here it is, Monterey, Virginia. So that's the event, you guys, that I'm going to this weekend. I'll be the sole speaker from 12 to 3 p.m. in Monterey, Virginia at the Highland Center. So if you live in or around that area, definitely go and check out the event. So thank you for asking about that, Jordan. Christina Wiener is in the house. What's up? What's up?
Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Still on Jimmy Rants?
Yep. I know. I'm just bringing out my medicine.
Yes, I know what you're doing. We're getting ready to leave on the trip. So can you explain why low blood sugar 60s or less is okay? Yes, Nancy. Very easy answer to that. The easy answer to that is when you have higher ketones, which I showed you mine just a moment ago, and then yesterday I actually hit that level yesterday, 5.2, posted this on social media, pretty hardcore blood ketone levels. And you got to think of blood sugar in the same way as blood ketones. Both are used as energy partitioning. So if you're not eating any food at all, and you have a lower blood sugar in the 60s or below, and then you have a corresponding higher level of blood ketones, usually over 3-4, then you got to think of the ketones as stepping in the place of where the blood glucose was. Okay? I know it's a different way of thinking about it, but it's the way to wrap your head around this of your glucose requirements are not as high anymore because you're not having to consume glucose. You're not consuming anything. And so those ketones now become the proxy for the glucose that you were having. So in the context of fasting, you're going to have lower glucose, but then you're going to have a correspondingly high blood ketone. Hope that helps. Carol says, day 7 is here. I never would have done this on my own. I'm going to be excited to join you guys in August too. Well, thank you for being here. Chat for Mom, thank you for including us in this fast. My kids were home, so ended my fast early. I'm thankful you did this for us. Happy you're doing well. I'm doing very well. And I've fasted a lot, you guys, but this has by far been one of the best fasting experiences I've ever done. And I think the symbiosis of slowing down, so lowering stress in my life, eating keto carnivore has been a huge key in this since January. This is the first long fast that I've done being in a keto carnivore state. I think being used to eating one meal a day has also been a huge aspect of this. So those things all put me in the right place, that this extended fast was the right thing for me to do at this time. And so it's giving me hope that while I'm away on sabbatical, if I'm getting these kind of results and I'm still around doing all kind of content and, you know, ostensibly stress, what's going to happen when all the stress is removed? Johnny bar the door. Jesse wants me to talk about all the techniques and benefits of the various fasting protocols. Yeah, that's going to take a whole nother live down the road. Definitely pick up a copy of the Complete Guide to Fasting. We went into great detail about all of those things. Michelle says, confession, I normally have coffee every day. Do you recommend going off coffee before doing an extended fast? Oh, sweet Michelle. Please go watch my Jimmy rants at the beginning, because that was the one thing that I brought up was, okay, try to do this with water and salt only and electrolytes. But a lot of people, what about coffee? What about coffee? What about coffee? What about coffee? And I was like, okay, all you coffee addicts, maybe this is your time to maybe try not to have it. But if you want your coffee, have your coffee. That was my bottom line. But know that some people do get an insulin response to the caffeine that's in it. And insulin is the great saboteur of your fasting. And so if you don't want to be hungry, then don't add it in. Doesn't mean that if you add it in, you're going to get hungry, but if you're getting any kind of insulin response, you might get hungry from the coffee, which then you'll blame on fasting, and then it all goes downhill because it's not the fasting. It might have been the coffee. Anybody nervous about eating, says Sharon. Why would you be nervous about eating? Just don't overdo it. Use the strategies we talked about yesterday about how you break this fast. And if you use those strategies, there's no reason to be nervous about eating. Shirley says, I kept getting small bits of hunger the past 2 days. Today my cycle started. Well, there it is. You poor ladies, you have this thing called biology that makes having to do these fasts that are around the biology time very difficult. And so it's not uncommon that you would have hunger with you starting your period. So don't beat yourself up. I think that's very normal. Shirley says, I guess it was going to happen any day. Today is a good day for it. Nev says, the body heals when you reduce stress. Reducing stress and eliminating negativity during my recovery helped my body focus on what it needed to do, and so you adjust to the peace. I am hoping, Nev, that in the midst of my 6-month sabbatical, I adjust to that peace really well, because I really need that. And I've been balls to the wall, working hard for 15 straight years, never really slowing down to do that. So it's going to be a new experience for me, and I'm excited. If my body's responding this well to 7 days of fasting by simply slowing down, what's going to happen when all that stress goes away? Lockhart says 12.1 pounds down, 75 blood sugar, 3.5 ketones, 2 more pounds to goal. Well, don't make a goal, not with fasting, because you are going to gain back a modicum of the weight, as we've talked about on other Jimmy Rants. Peter asks, how have you been sleeping? It's been a little hit or miss. Yesterday, I was up really early, partly because I was in a different bed and my back started hurting. So I was up for a few hours, was able to get back to sleep. But in general, and last night was spectacular sleep, at least according to the Oura Ring. I track it with the Oura Ring, biohackingring.com. My deep sleep was almost 2 hours. My REM sleep was another 2 hours. It said that I had very efficient sleep in the 7 hours that I slept. So I'll take it. And I feel good today, so that's good too. Shirley says, my husband calls eating 1 meal a day a starvation diet. Now he really thinks I'm crazy. Well, like I said earlier to someone else, you can't fix stupid. Beth says, you look phenomenal, Jimmy. Your vibe is so high right now. I literally, Beth, am high on ketones. I mean, I can tell that I have that 4 point whatever was on that scale a while ago I have these things flowing through my body, and you can't help but be energetic. And it also gives me the confidence that, hey, I'm okay. I haven't eaten in 7 days, and I'm completely fine. People just can't wrap their heads around that. They can't understand, how in the world are you not lethargic? How in the world are you not hangry? Does my mood look like I'm hungry? No. And as I've said before, I'm not eating food, but I'm still eating, and I'm eating that stored body fat. And those ketones are the evidence of that. Ray says, much thanks, 4 days in, 17 pounds down, blood glucose slowly dropping, preparing 2 meals a day for my daughter. No temptation whatsoever. That's awesome. Low carb clever, I'm down 8 pounds, yay. Caption KC, last night I was chatting with a group of women online. One asked what everyone was having for dinner. When I told them where I was in a water fast, they all freaked out. No, is that healthy? Guys, you can't fix ignorance. And I'm hoping we get to the point someday where people recognize the value that comes from fasting. Because there is great value, as so many of you are experiencing. There is great value in fasting. So don't let anybody convince you otherwise. Beth says, this fast was an eye-opener to how food plays in my game. Excited for the next one. Mainly, you've given us the knowledge and the self-power. Well, I'm happy to have played that role in your life. Keto Clock, thanks for being our leader on this adventure. You're welcome. Low Carb Clever, I had a 6.1 ketone yesterday. Crazy. Yeah, when I posted my 5.2 on social media, there were people like, well, that's the highest I've ever seen anybody have. I'm like, you need to come on Jimmy Rants, because I've had a lot of people in the 6 and 7 range. I think the highest reading somebody posted was 7.8. And again, higher and higher ketones isn't the goal, but it is an evidence that you are burning fat for fuel. What does Keto Clarity cover? Ray wants to know. Literally everything you ever wanted to know about ketosis, nutritional ketosis. And we do include some fasting information in there as well. And it's in readable form. So that's what it has. Shirley says, I'm considering going until Sunday or Monday. I'll have to put my chili in the freezer. I am seriously thinking about fasting all the way through the weekend myself. I've got this trip today. I'm driving today, driving tomorrow. Got the event on Saturday, and then driving back home Saturday night. So maybe Sunday I break it. Maybe Monday. But again, it's all going to be predicated on how do I feel in the moment. If I feel I need to eat at any moment after the 7 days is over, it's just overtime at that point, and I will end the fast. But it'll be predicated by that. Carnivore Keto Coach, this was a fantastic experience. Thank you for your support, Jimmy, and your leadership example. You're welcome, and thank you. You've been out there as one of the champions on social media talking all about fasting and your experience, so thank you for sharing. Nadia says, I'm at 178 hours in, so proud of myself. Thank you for doing this. I never would have believed I could do it otherwise. I definitely do feel superhuman and down 10 pounds. Nadia, you should be very proud. Keto plus fasting, I really feel fortunate to have a husband who fasted with me for 88 of the hours. He's very supportive. He's seen me reverse type 2 diabetes through fasting, and now he wants to do the same. That's outstanding. Shirley says, I had a dream that I ate cheese and started kicking myself because I thought I accidentally broke my fast. Your brain is playing tricks on you right now, sweetheart. Please don't do that. Melody said, I had 7.9 ketones this week. Yeah. I knew somebody had it in the upper 7s, and that's awesome. Sandy said, dill pickle juice straight or added to water, a possible problem. I can't imagine why. It's just vinegar, water, and salt. So if it makes you happy, go for it. Ray says, travel safe. Watch out for smoky. High ketones is not a valid excuse for speeding. What's really funny, you're kind of joking about that, but if you blow into a field sobriety breathalyzer, if you get pulled over and they think you're drunk, You can blow into the breathalyzer when you have very high ketone levels, which I just showed you I do, and it will show a reading on the breathalyzer. That's right. Your breath ketones will show a reading on a breathalyzer test. So yes, please be careful. Don't drive while high on ketones. Go look it up, guys. Google ketones, drunk driving, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I've done some Jimmy rants, and I've done some blog articles and things over the years about that. It's the most wicked thing you've ever seen. Coffee Kaz says, you're an inspiration. I'm totally considering trying this weekend. I'll go as much as I can. You're such a blessing to watch. Thank you for that. Yeah. Keto Plus Fasting was wondering if anyone else had excessive hiccups and if that is common for anyone doing extended fasting. I had them early. They're the hunger hiccups. They are a physiologic sign that your body is like, okay, dude, food. If you're still having them 6-7 days into a fast, I wonder if maybe you've got some stress or some other something that is causing your body to physiologically react that way. So you're not supposed to have it this late, but there could be something else going on. All right, guys. So hopefully, those of you that have made it all the way to day number 7, hopefully you have seen great benefits. You want to keep those benefits going. You want to assess this plan for continuing all those benefits that you've gotten from extended fasting once the fast is over. So many of you are going to end your fast today. Kudos, congratulations. We're going to come back a little bit later today and have a block party all about all of the great successes. So please come back later today, probably 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere in that area. I'm not sure where I'll be. So it'll be sometime later today. And I want you guys that have made it all the way through the fasting to come on and share all the successes that you've had on this fast. So we'll be back a little bit later on today. That's it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. As always, you can engage live in the content, but you got to go follow me over on Instagram Live, dilly. I'm at Living Low Carb Man over on Instagram, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage live, just like all these people did here today. Thanks for being here, guys. If you missed the live, you can watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, you will need to go to YouTube. That's where we archive all the past episodes of this show. Just type in a keyword search Jimmy Rants or go to youtube.com/livinglowcarbman. Go subscribe, you guys. I need like less than 10 people. Less than 10 people, and I've got 27 people on this right this very second. Go, when we're done here, youtube.com/livinglowcarbman. Follow me, subscribe over on YouTube. Finally, the best of the best moments of this here show, it's in a podcast form. It's the Jimmy Rants podcast on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. And all of these links, you guys, are at jimmyrants.com. So until next time, we'll see you then.